Good morning, my lovely students. Today we are going to have a very interesting lesson, which is the writing, and it will be regarding writing a story from your unit 2. The section is writing a story, and it is on page 26 in your student book. Now, I am going to share a PowerPoint presentation with you guys in order to explain our lesson. So please mute your mics, pay attention to me, and then we will have your questions if you have uh, anything to discuss with me. So let's share the document with you and then start. All right, so when I say this title, or when I see this title, which is writing a story, the first thing that comes to our mind is, oh my God, I am going to write, and writing in another language is a difficult thing. It's a difficult issue. No, if you take it easy, all right, it will be an easy thing to do if you understand the aspects of writing, the elements of writing. It will be an easy task to do. And we know that writing is one of the four skills in English that you guys have to know in order to know the language, in order to learn the language. So today we are going to be introduced to writing the story, writing a story, a short story, and let's go now to the elements, okay, to the aspects of writing a story and explain it in greater details in order to be able for us to write our story. To begin with, we have 5 elements of writing a story. Right, what is this? My bad, here, okay. All right, the first element we are going to be introduced to is the characters. The second element will be the setting. The third element will be the theme. The fourth one will be the conflict. And the fifth one will be the plot. So we have here 5 elements in order to write our story: characters, setting, plot, conflict, and the theme. Let's get introduced or be introduced to every aspect or every element of them. Look here with me. All right, let's pick a pen. Let's be black لأنه ما في عنا إشي black in here. Elements of a novel or a short story. So they have the same aspects, they have the same elements. The first one we will be talking about is the setting. The setting, okay, when we write or when we read a story, we know that it has to have a setting, and it means the time and the place, all right, of the story, the time and place. So when the story happened and where the story happened. So we care about the environment, and the environment in which the story takes place, the environment, the place, and the time of the story. So here we have to use the 2 WH words, or the 2 WH questions regarding time, which is when, and regarding place, which is where, when and where the story happened. Number 2 is the plot. The plot. What do I mean by the plot? In Arabic, it means الحبكة. Okay, حبكة القصة. And it means the series of events in the story. Okay, the series, the groups of events, the steps of the events in the story. A series, this is the key word, of events in the story that reveal, that show the conflict, which is the problem or the crisis, the dilemma, the problem of the story, and its resolution and its solution. How I am going to solve my conflict, how I am going to solve my problem. So, one more time, the plot, which is the series of events in the story that reveal, that shows, okay, the reader the conflict, crisis, and resolution, the problem, and how I am going to solve my problem. Number three is the character. The character. Without characters, there will be no story. Without the people or the things, okay, without the people who act in the story or the things who which are in the story, all right, there will be no story. So the character means the people or things who, all right, the people who take part in the story or the things which take part in the story. And we know that it should have our story, it should have a hero or more than one hero, okay, or a heroine for the female, all right, and a group of people who act, who will be in the story. Let's go now to the point of view, all right, the point of view, which is the perspective from which the story is told, all right, okay, who is telling us that story, okay, is it me? It will be the first person, or is it him or her, all right? So it means the person who tells us the story from, okay, who is the person or who take part in telling us the story, the perspective from which the story is told. And at last we have the theme of the story, what the author, right, the writer is trying to tell us about the subject, the topic of the story. This is the key word in this aspect, in this element, all right? What is the topic of the story? What is the story, all right, talking about? What is the story talking about? Is it a story regarding maybe a mystery? Is it a story regarding a real event? All right, a real story. So the theme, it, okay, it tells us the subject of the story, the subject of the story. So one more time, we have five elements, which are the setting, the plot, the character, the setting, which is the place and time of the story, the plot is the problem and how I am going to solve my problem, the character, which means the people who are participating or who take part in the story, the point of view who is telling us the story, the perspective from which the story is told, and the theme, the topic, the subject of the story. The next slide is talking, it is from your book and it's on page 26 in your student book. Let's read it and explain it in great details in order to understand what we are going to do while writing our story. So, who would like to read? Let me see, who would like to read? Please, the one who wants to read, raise your hand in order to have a participation. Yes, let's start with Mary. Please start reading, dear. Learning focus.
Using adjectives and adverbs. Improve your stories by using descriptive adjective and adverbs of time, place, manner, and degree.
Thank you.
They
Stop.
help.
Stop.
Uh,
Okay, and let me explain. Improve your stories by using descriptive. So here, okay, for or in order for our story, okay, to be a good story, we have to use adjectives and adverbs, and they have to be descriptive. They have to, okay, we have to describe, all right, the nouns or the verbs that we are talking about, okay, in order to clarify, in order to make our writing more fun, more interesting, more informative, okay, to give us more information regarding the problem, the things we are talking about. And these descriptive adjectives and adverbs should be adjectives and adverbs of time, all right, as we said, when, and place, as we said, why, where, and the manner, the reason why, and the degree. All right, please continue, dear. They, Mary, are you here?
yes, teacher.
Yes, they help.
They help the reader to build up a clearer picture of the people, places, and events in the story, as well as to add drama and suspense. Remember, when when we
Thank you, dear.
use
Thank you. So, yeah. No, no, thank you, thank you. Stop here, thank you. So here, as I said before, they help, okay, they assist the reader, the person who reads the story to build up. Here we have a phrasal verb. Do you remember our uh, lesson regarding use your English, the phrasal verb? We have here a phrasal verb which is built up a clearer picture, okay, of the people, the characters, the places, all right, where does the story take place, and the events, all right, a series of events which is our plot in the story, as well as to add a drama and suspense, all right, suspense, which means the tashwiq, all right, that you don't know something and you get to know it. Thank you, Mary. Who would like to proceed in reading? Who would like to continue? Let's pick another student. Let me see. Abdullah Ta'amne, please read, dear. Abdullah, are you here?
I'm صباح الخير.
صباحو. يلا حبيبي.
When we
When?
use two or more adjectives together, they usually come in this order: opinion, size, age, shape, color, origin, material.
Thank you, Abdullah. So, here, the first thing we are going to talk about is adjectives. So, if we have more than one adjective, okay, if we are using two or more adjectives, okay, together in our sentence in order to describe our story, we usually come, or the adjectives usually come in an order. So this order you guys should take into consideration in order to write your sentence, in order to describe your nouns, because we know that an adjective comes in order to, or we use adjectives in order to explain our nouns. So what is the order? Number one is opinion. So you have to tell me your opinion, your point of view, okay? As we did in our speaking video, I asked you guys to tell me about your opinion regarding mystery, right? If you guys like it or not. Number two is the size. The size, is it big? Is it small? Is it long? All right? Is it short? Is it fat? Is it thin? After that comes the age. Is it old? Is it new? All right. After that, the shape. then the color, then the origin, from where I got it, okay, what is its origin, and then the material, okay, the stuff, the things that are made of, the things that are made of. Thank you, Ya Abdullah. Let's go to another student. And who would like to read note number 2? Let me see. يلا يا عيسى فرح. Isa, are you here, dear?
Yes, teacher.
Yalla, go ahead. Read.
When we use adjective ending in ed, we describe how someone is affected by something,
Is
whereas
affected.
affected by something,
Yes,
whereas adjective ending in ing describe how someone or something affected others.
affects others. Thank you, Ya Isa. All right, let's pay extra attention to this note. All right, in order to understand it more, because uh, many people or many students, okay, get mixed regarding this note. When we use adjectives ending in ed, we describe, all right, here is the keyword, how someone is affected by something. So let's have an example in order to understand it. If I say interested and interesting, all right, if I say interested, if the adjectives or the adjective ends in ed, we describe how someone, okay, the person is affected by something. So something, okay, affected this person. Something affected this person. So when I say I am interested in playing tennis, so the game, okay, uh, or I am affected by this game. So this game affected me. This kind of sport, which is the tennis, okay, affected the person, affected me. That's okay when I use an adjective that ends with ed. But if I use an adjective that ends in ing, okay, it describes how someone or something affects others. So if I say this game is an interesting game, or this is an interesting, it ended with ing, game. So this game, this something, okay, interest affected the people or the person. This game, which is okay, any kind of game or any kind of sport, okay, affected the person we are talking about. So this is the difference between the adjectives that end with ed or ing. Let's go to the third note. Who would like to read it? Let me see a lady in here. Let's go to Lynn Akrush. Are you here, dear?
Yes, miss.
Let's read,
When we
please.
use more than one adverb in a sentence, they usually come in this order: manner, place, time. But when there is a verb of movement, example go, run, walk, they come in this order: place, manner, time.
Thank you, dear. So here, let's go to the third note that we have to take into consideration when we use more than one adverb. So now we are talking about adverbs. In the sentence, they use or they usually come in this order: manner, all right, then place, and then the time. But when there is a verb of movement, أفعال الحركة, that takes action, okay? For example, if you are walking, if you are running, going, maybe jogging, تمام? These are the verbs of movement. They come in another order. Here we said we start with manner, then a place, then time. But if we have a verb of movement, the order will change to, first of all, place, then manner, and after that, or at last, it will be time, and at last it will be time. All right, let's go to the next slide in order to explain adjectives and adverbs in greater details, because you guys are going to use them in your writing, and I want to see creativity in your writings. Creativity. This, or what is an adjective? What is an adjective? We explained that already, but let's have a greater look to it. An adjective, or the adjective, is a word which describes or gives more information about a noun or a pronoun. So if I am talking about maybe a flower here as an example, okay, I need to explain regarding the flower, explain it in more details. I could say a beautiful flower. I could add a color of it, the red flower, all right? And here, if I am talking about a house, okay, I can say big house, or small house, or a beautiful house, or a huge, if I want to talk about the size of it, okay, I can say, or I might say, a huge house. So this is what I mean by adjectives. And here, this slide, it is talking about the order of adjectives, the order of it and its meaning, and it gives us a couple of examples. So let's take a look at it. In here, we say adjectives, the word order, the general order, as I believe Isa read, or Abdullah told us, okay, of adjectives before a noun is the following. Number one is opinion, and here it explains it. We are talking about the attitude or the observation. It's your opinion, it's your point of view. Is this thing delicious? All right, if we're talking about food, lovely, nice, cool. And here we have ugly, beautiful. Tamam. Then we go to the size. The size, is it small? Is it large? And when we talk about the size, okay, you can talk about also the height. So is it big, small, tall, huge, tiny? Tiny, it's very small, it means very small, and huge, it means very big. And then we will go to the age. Is it old? Is it ancient? If we are talking about something very, very, very old, all right, okay, we can say ancient. Is it young? If we are talking about a baby, maybe. Is it new? If we are talking about a thing, or antique, antique. All right. After that, we'll go to the shape. The shape, okay, and I am talking about the appearance of the thing. Okay, so we might talk regarding its weight or length. So I could say, is it a round thing? Is it square? Is it long? Is it fat? Is it skinny? All right, here, is it thin and long? Next, we have to talk about the color. Okay, what color is the thing that I am talking about? Okay, is it red? Is it white? Is it blue? Is it reddish? Here, okay, it means a color or the approximate color. Sometimes the word approximate means it's okay, nearly. All right, we don't know the color exactly, so we say okay, a nearly color, an approximate color for it. Okay, is it reddish? Is it purple? And then we have to talk about the origin. From where? Okay, where is it from? Where is it from? Is it an American, British, Indian, Turkish? And then the material, what is it made of? And here we have another phrasal verb, which is made of. All right, what does this thing consist of? What is it made of? All right, such as here, is it made from gold? Is it made from wood, plastic, synthetic? Or here we have other example from cotton, from silk, from clay. All right, so the material, it means what is it made of, this thing that which I am talking about. And the purpose, okay, why I am talking about this, okay, noun. What is it used for? Why do I use it? Why I am talking about it? Okay, is it for maybe riding something? Is it for shopping? Is it for gardening? Is it for sleeping? My bad. Is it for wedding? Is it a flower? Okay, and then after I put all my adjectives, okay, I write my noun. I, okay, get to the point in order to write my noun after I explained it, after the explanation of it, such as a bag, a dress, vases, all right? So, okay, I might say the small, old, red, Italian, um, what about plastic bag? All right. So I picked a couple of adjectives in order to explain my bag. Or regarding the dress, the beautiful, um, new. Okay, regarding the age, the color, I could say black, the beautiful new black. I got it from USA. All right, I could say American, and it's made of silk. And for the wedding, for a wedding of my friend, maybe, all right, this is the purpose, dress. So here I inserted, or I uh, okay, put a couple of adjectives in order to explain my new dress, my dress. Before adjectives in here, okay, plus noun, we normally have a determiner, something, okay, that shows, that determine, all right, my adjectives. So if it starts with a vowel, I might use an, all right, or if it starts with a consonant, I will use a or the, or if it is something belongs to me, I could use my, or if uh, or your, or her, or for, or this, or those. All right, so these are determiners, and we have to right to use them in order before our adjectives, before our adjectives. And here we have a couple of examples. The first one, see, this was my determiner. Wonderful, large, round, Spanish marble table. So I am talking about a table. Okay. What are the characteristics? What are the adjectives that I just, what is the description of my table, or of the table? أول إشي, or at first we placed the determiner, which is a, and then I said wonderful, and wonderful is my opinion, okay, my opinion. And then I said the large was the size, okay, I used the size. Round, I used the shape, okay, it's a round table. And then the Spanish, I used the origin, I took the origin. All right, I didn't say anything about the color, I took the origin. And then marble, which is the material, it's made of marble. هو الرخام. تمام. And then I said the table. I didn't say the purpose. We all know that we use a table, the table, in order to eat on it, or to put our stuff on it. So no need to say the purpose in here. All right, another example, my brown leather riding boots. All right, here I use the determiner my, because it is something that belongs to me. Brown, all right, the color, leather, the material, riding, the purpose. Okay, I use these boots, all right, in order to for riding maybe a horse. All right, so here I place the color, the material, the purpose, and then my adjective. The little old man, the little here I use the size, the determiner the, little, the size, age, okay, he was an old, and my noun at last. Let's go to here. Yes, we have also the same slide, but let's take it quick. The opinion, such as beautiful, size, such as large, age, young, shape, round, color, brown, origin, British, and the material, which is wool, wool. Here is an example of a false sentence that has all the order of adjectives. Let's see. It is my favorite. Favorite is my opinion. Big, old, square, blue, Italian, wall, دور مات. مات اللي هي ايش السجادة اللي بتنحط على الباب. So here, how did I describe it? Okay, it's my favorite. Its size is big. Its age is an old one. The shape is a square. The color is blue. The origin is Italian. The material is wool. And what is it used for? I put it in the front of the door. I put it in the front of the door. All right, let's move to the adverbs. Do you know what adverbs are? Yes, we know. We know that an adverb, okay, is a word that describes a verb. All right, how I am going to describe my verb? We have types of adverbs, which are adverbs of manner, and it tells us how the question, the WH question, okay, with how. We have adverbs of place, which tells us where, adverbs of time, which tells us when, and one to add to your information, all right, we have also adverbs of frequency, all right, how often, okay, how many times, how often I am doing this thing, this action, this verb. So here one more time to explain the types of adverbs in details. Types of adverbs, here we have adverbs of manner, and it tells us how the action occurred. So our keyword here is how, and okay, a couple of examples regarding them: carefully, easily, fast, happily, loudly, slowly, swiftly. Swiftly means fast, in a fast manner. All right. Place, the adverbs of a place tells us about where, such as ahead, here, outside, inside, upstairs, downstairs, and somewhere, near, far, all right? And the adverbs of time, it tells us regarding when something occurred, when, okay, the time of the event or of the action. And here we have a couple of examples. Again, never, soon, tomorrow, tonight, yesterday. Okay, this action happened yesterday in the past. And the adverbs of a frequency, it tells us how many times, all right? The repetition. When I say repetition, this thing happens always. This thing never happens. This action happens monthly or seldom or usually or yearly or weekly. تمام. So I am done for today's lesson. Unfortunately, time is going fast. It's running fast. Next time we will be discussing the second part, which is regarding mysteries. Okay, and because we are going to write a mystery, but for the meantime, as I told you guys, please, I will handle, or I will give you a couple of exercises. I will not give you a lot of exercises because I know that you guys have exams or quizzes in this week. So I will just, okay, place a couple of exercises in order to understand more what we talked about for today's lesson. And for tomorrow's lesson, we will have a quick revision regarding what we took today, and we will continue our lesson in order to be ready for writing our short story. And believe me, it will be a fun task to do. So, do you guys have any question regarding our lesson for today? Please raise your hand if you have any question. Caroline, do you have any question, dear?
لا مس كانت قبل شوي لما كنت بدي أجاوب.
Okay, تمام. So now I am going to let you go for your next class. You guys have a nice day, and please try to solve the exercises I will be giving to you.
Teacher